Good morning. Alright, I'm late, so I gotta get going. It's 10:30. I can't seem to get out the door any earlier. I worked out, made myself a breakfast. Okay, so the agenda today is go to the office, get shipping done. I have 4 Poshmark sales to ship out, which sucks actually because so today's the day after Thanksgiving. I'm probably posting this a bit later. So how are y'all's Thanksgiving sales? If you remember, mine were horrible. I had 1 sale on Poshmark, and then I actually did have 2 sales on eBay, but neither of them have been paid for. They're both international sales. The fact that they're both international sales is telling too, because clearly Americans weren't shopping on Thanksgiving, which is fine. There have been years though where I've had a lot of sales on Thanksgiving, so that was was definitely selling different inventory then though. Listing different inventory. I was listing a lot of new tag free people, and it was when free people was even hotter than it is now. So that might make a difference. And then I made 2 sales this morning on eBay, on Poshmark, so that was good. I don't think either of them were like, I think actually, yeah, it did amount to about $100 in sales. So I still would like to make a few more sales today. I didn't list last night, I didn't work actually at all on Thanksgiving, which is good. Actually, I did do a little bit of inventory auditing, and I listed 1 thing, but I didn't really work. I didn't have anything to list on Wednesday night, so the goal is to photograph the stuff we got on Wednesday, and then if we have time, measure and inventory it. And then tonight I'll list 5, and then tomorrow I'll list the other, I guess 4. So I have 9 items, I think. Hopefully they're all okay to list. You know, I'm always finding flaws when I start steaming things. And then go to the bins tomorrow. Will hopefully get me enough inventory for a few days. The thing is, like, I have been talking a lot about my systems, because part of really what this vlog is, and maybe it'll always be this, but it is definitely this now, is me figuring out what my business is gonna look like. Because what I talked about in, you know, my Death of My Inner Girl Boss video, which I'll link up on the screen, was just how everything has really changed. And from now until when baby number 2 comes, I would like to get a good system going. And then once baby number 2 comes, of course, I'm going to take some weeks off, maybe just do shipping, but I'll have to figure everything out again, because when Billy was born, I had employees. So it was very different. Things still ran without me, essentially. So we've decided, I think last time, I'm gonna do 5 a day and then work from there. So that's good. That's definitely manageable. But now it's okay, how do I get enough inventory for 5 a day? I hope y'all like these vlogs, because I'm really enjoying making them. At the office, I'll meet you inside. Shipping time. Okie dokie, pulling 4 things versus F94. If you don't have an inventory system like this, highly recommend it. A through R, 1 through 99. So well organized. Talk about that a lot. When I did the I-51, when I did the office tour for the Death of My Inner Girl Boss video, I think I said well organized like 100 times. It is so nice. It makes a huge difference when everything is organized. So much less stressful. I mean, there are definitely times in my reselling career that when I made a sale, I would instantly have stress, because it's like, okay, I hope I have that item. But now I don't have that stress. Okay, let's go ship these items and I'll share with you what sold. Okay, so when I saw you last on Wednesday, which if you haven't watched that video, I will link it on the screen. My last sale was an icebreaker item that I had just listed. Well, what sold right after that was another icebreaker item I just listed. So icebreaker sells so fast. Another brand, the next brand I sold was figs, and that is selling so fast. So if you want two fast selling items, icebreaker and figs. This one actually sold for good money too. It sold, I had it listed for $60, sold from an offer to liker generated by Poshmark VA, which is the software I highly recommend checking out. If you haven't already, you can try it for 2 weeks free. Automatically sends offers for me. They send 30% off offers. So had it listed for $60, sold for $42. So what was my, and I got this at the bins, and I had just listed it 2 days prior. So my profit was $30.46. So I had a shipping discount, and then Poshmark took 20%. Let me print these labels out. Yeah, it's so gratifying. This sold in 2 days. The fig sold in 3 days when things sell so fast. A lot of y'all always comment on my videos that items take forever to sell. But yeah, I mean, generally things don't sell overnight, and that's, if you're new to reselling, I think something that can be frustrating. But then once you've just been doing it a while, you start to expect a certain number to sell every day, and then some of them are old, some of them are new. It just, you know, some things just take longer to sell. Not printing an order. Classic Poshmark. Let me go grab a bag. I have like 100 IKEA bags I need to bring in from my car, but I forgot to do that. Okay, so the next was a figs top. I also got this at the bins. It's a really pretty mauve color. It's the Chasma top in a size large. I had it listed for $28, and someone sent me an offer for $22, which I accepted. So that generated a profit of $16.48, which is good. It sold after 3 days, like I said. I love selling figs. This sells so fast. I think in a recent binge trip, I found 2 figs jackets, and they both sold so fast for $42. Figs jackets can sell really well, especially if you get, when it comes to figs, really the best selling items are going to be items that aren't produced anymore, like colors and stuff. But I mean, this is produced, this top sold super fast. Next, I think I just, the other day sold one of these. This is my last one. It's a Nuitag Theory men's sweater, Harmon sweater. This one I had listed for $100. Someone sent me an offer for $70, which I accepted. I would have sent them that same offer except for with a shipping discount anyway, and I've had this for a while. I just sold on eBay, but this one I had for 1,052 days. Wow. I made a profit of $49, so that's good. Best sale today. Today's Black Friday. I could send out, and maybe I will, another 40% off. I don't know, it's kind of a, because everyone's getting inundated with sales, you know, today. So you're just gonna get lost in the noise. Maybe I should save for Small Business Saturday. Yeah, I think I might do that. And then my last sale was this pair of Prana Kayla jeans. I'm pretty sure they sold full price. Yeah, they sold full price for $35 plus a shipping discount. I used to include a shipping discount in all my listings, and now I don't. I would honestly recommend you do too. I don't think shipping discounts really generate a ton of sales, and they definitely do eat into your bottom line. The difference between $6 and $7.50 or whatever is, I think, still burdensome. And people, I think, when they're shopping on Poshmark, just expect to pay for shipping now. Shipping done. Now it's time to hang up my items that I purchased the other day and get them steamed and get them photographed. So it's now 11, which means we have some time to do it. Hopefully we can get, if we can get it all done, that'd be great. Okay, so I actually just hung up everything and entered in my cost of goods. Found a couple things. First, I've got to get the marks off of some of the tags using baby wipes, but then also these Spanx leggings have deodorant mark on them, which is very annoying, but I'll show you how I get it out. Sometimes I'm just lazy and I just want to wash it and I don't want to have to do this because it does take a little bit of time, but I need inventory to list, so I'm going to show you how I do this. So deodorant marks, you're actually just going to take some of the same fabric. Can you see that? Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Take some of the fabric and then just slowly go like this. Same fabric, and actually doesn't show up where you rub it. Okay, this is actually coming off way easier than I thought, so that's good. Also, there is a little bit of the stitching coming undone within the inner seam, so, or the inseam, so I will have to disclose that as a flaw, which is kind of a bummer, but they were only $7.99, so I'll still list it. There's some up here, I think that's deodorant. Sometimes I find just going slow and like different directions is more effective than like going really fast. I don't know actually if this is deodorant. I don't know how, this happens to me sometimes too, where I'll put on my leggings and then there's like deodorant on my leggings, and I'm like, how did that happen? Now I'm gonna clean off these spanks up and then clean off the marks on the brand tag we did, and some of these pieces. They didn't do it to this one good or this one good. They did do it to the cost. Oh, I'm tempted to just leave it. Okay, so I'm actually going to take a dry one here, stuff that behind so I don't get it anywhere on the dress itself. Then I'm just taking a wet one. It's probably not going to come all the way off, which is why sometimes I just say, especially with pieces like this where I really don't want to get it on the dress itself, I'll just leave it and disclose it, and I'll just disclose it in the listing. In my condition description, I'll just say note water soluble mark on brand tag should come out in the wash. Actually, this is coming out pretty well. It's just gonna kind of stain the black tag blue, as long as I don't get any bleed on the dress. I think it looks pretty good. I'm just gonna let that dry. Okay, it came off. Oh, you didn't even see that. Great, but there was a mark right here, and it came off. This lighting in this office makes me look so bad. Okay, anyway, time to steam. What time is it? 11:23. Ah! Well, my my steamer's heating up. I'm gonna get my lights ready. This area I cleaned up a little bit. Do I have 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. After I steam, I'll cut off the tags. But like I said, you hear my light? I had this light for a while. Probably should get a new one. After I steam, I'll cut off the Goodwill tags, because if I find anything while steaming that makes me want to return the item, then I need to leave that tag on so I can return it. Okay, my steamer's ready. First we've got this Zara dress, which is a blogger favorite and a good find. These, while I'm steaming, it gets like wet sometimes, but I think it's because the water's so hot, it tends to dry pretty quick. Okay, Rachel Pally I've sold in the past through liquidation. It sold well, but it's been a while actually. I think I have a Rachel Pally dress I've had forever. Or was that Rachel Comey? So many Rachels. I'll be really curious to see how this COS dress sells. I used to sell it a lot because I actually had a source to buy it new without tag. And it did pretty well for me actually. And then, oh yeah, Poshmark took down some of my listings, COS listings, because I used stock photos. And so I was like, well, COS pieces are so boring looking. I feel like you need a stock photo to sell them. I kind of got disenchanted with COS items. So I don't know, should I risk it and put a stock photo with this? I think COS is owned by H&M. These brands, what they'll do is they'll just like randomly go through places like Poshmark and eBay and demand that a lot of their stock photo listings be taken down, and they'll do it for your sold listings. That's the thing about eBay, is you can get penalized for things that have sold that you can't even like necessarily delete from eBay anymore. So when people comment on my YouTube videos and say, does eBay allow stock photos? No, it's always a risk. But I still take that risk on. Okay, one of my favorite productivity hacks for working by yourself as a reseller is to time yourself and to try to beat your time, you know, per item. But this time I'm actually going to set a timer for 18 minutes. That gives me 2 minutes per item, and we'll see if I can do it. So, okay. I photograph with this DSLR camera. You certainly do not have to photograph with a DSLR camera. I started doing it when I had employees because I couldn't ask them to photograph on their phone. I just liked how clean and crisp the photos were turning out. With this, I'm gonna time myself. I have 9 items, give myself 18 minutes. On your mark, let's get this all set. Get set, go. So there's this little flaw. I'm just gonna include my finger for proportion. We're gonna get 2. That's good. Okay, and then I take it off the hanger back, and grab my other item. And I'm gonna take the tag photo over here. And I take a photo of the tag and the materials tag. Okay, and I put it on my table for measurements. Okay, my timer went off right when I was taking my very last photo. So, I'm very happy with that. I went over by like 20 seconds. I might actually have time to measure an inventory. So yay, okay, let's head over there. While I am measuring an inventory, I'm gonna upload my photos onto my Google Drive, and then I'll edit and post these later tonight. Oops. This way I can be getting this done while I'm doing that, which is always what I'm hoping to do. Okay, I'm gonna go plug my computer in. Okay, so time to measure. I'm really happy. That was 2 minutes per item photographing. I would really, really, really love to get to a place where I'm making $9,000 to $10,000 in sales. I don't know if that's even realistic. But if by January I can make that happen, that'd be so great by myself. I mean, I've done it before. Right before I hired employees, I had a $11,000 or was it $10,000 sales month, and that was before liquidation. I was just really doing a lot of crossroads, and you can find really good high ASP inventory at buy-sell trade stores in major cities, I think, especially when I lived in Kansas. Well, I mean, I could find it on occasion, but generally I find them buy-sell trade stores like Buffalo Exchange or Crossroads to really be the best. In places like, you know, Portland, Dallas, Phoenix, at least when I have visited those places. And I find that in different cities, different ones are better. So, like in Phoenix, for example, I really love the Buffalo Exchange there. But here, the Crossroads is just so much better. I honestly like never go to Buffalo Exchange here. You know what I just realized? Today's Black Friday. I would normally be going to the Nordstrom Rack sale today. I mean, I have no interest in going. Even though it is heavily discounted and you can get really good, especially on shoes, really good deals to flip. Maybe Billy and I will go this afternoon. Even though those things are true, your cost of goods are just so much higher, and I just don't have the interest in doing that. having super high cost of goods right now. Buy, sell, trade, I can keep my cost of goods low by trading things in. If you want to do retail arbitrage, just talking about discount retailers made me think of that. If you want to do retail arbitrage, to be honest, Nordstrom Rack is my favorite place to do it. In person, not online. Online, our retail arbitrage is really hard, and I just generally wouldn't recommend it unless you are particularly savvy in that department, which there are probably many hacks out there that I have never tapped into. Let me text Matt and see how Billy's sleeping. Okay. I read Matt's text and it said that Billy Lou, now that we're down to one nap, it's like kind of critical that she sleeps during that one nap. He just texted me that she woke up after 1 hour, but then he told her to go back to sleep and she did. So that's good. Yeah, I really don't have any FOMO about Nordstrom Rack. It is like kind of a hard grind to go get up super early. I was gonna say it's similar to going to bin super early, but having this little tiny cart, which they give you, and to stack all these things, and then really, like at the bins, you really don't have to check comps. I mean, sometimes I do because I don't want to necessarily end up with a bunch of crap. If I'm not super familiar with a piece, I will. But if I fail to do so, it's not the end of the world because it's $1. But if you're doing retail arbitrage, you have to check comps on everything because your cost of goods is so high. It's just a lot of checking comps, like the least fun part of sourcing. All right, well, we did it. I steam photographed, inventoried all 9 of those things. So it took me about 2 hours to do it. So 2 hours for 10 items, that sounds about right. I might go to the post office, I might have ask Matt to do it. But that is today's vlog. I am so curious. Let me know what you think. I mean, does it help to work alongside me? I find it to be fun to just chit chat while I'm working, and tomorrow I get to go to the bins, which will be fun, and cross my fingers, hopefully I find some stuff. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye from me and this baby who's kicking all the time. All right, bye y'all.